It's often said that Spanish has a very simple vowel system. If that's true, then it should be easy to learn, shouldn't it? Well, language learning rarely works out that way. You see, we English speakers instinctively apply English rules of phonology to our Spanish, which means that we tend to pronounce Spanish words the way we'd pronounce similarly structured English words. With regard to Spanish vowels, what happens is that we take this nice, simple, straightforward Spanish system, and we unconsciously expand and complicate it, morphing it into something mirroring our English system. In today's video, we'll discuss the pronunciation of Spanish vowels and the most common pitfalls in the pronunciation of Spanish vowels from the perspective of English speakers, so that you can improve your Spanish pronunciation and sound more like a native speaker. Okay, so why is it a problem if we English speakers pronounce Spanish vowels the way we pronounce English vowels? It may not occur to us that it's that big of a deal because we're accustomed to different dialects of English pronouncing English vowels very differently, and we don't even notice or care. Consider some example words pronounced first with a standard American accent, and then the way all British people sound in my head. Bath, bath. Cloth, cloth. Boat, boat. New, new. Round, round. Merry, marry. Lovely, lovely. These are only two of dozens of English dialects from around the world, each and every one of which pronounces at least some of its vowels differently from every other dialect. This huge variation in vowels is perfectly normal for us English speakers. Most of us never give it a second thought. Well, the same is not true of Spanish. The 5 Spanish vowels are remarkably stable from dialect to dialect around the Spanish-speaking world. Unlike English speakers, Spanish speakers are not accustomed to hearing Spanish words pronounced with significant variation in vowel quality. So when English speakers pronounce Spanish words with English-style vowels, at best it makes our Spanish distracting to native listeners, and at worst it may make our Spanish difficult to understand and tiring for natives to listen to. So let's learn the Spanish vowels. In this lesson, we'll only consider Spanish monophthongs. We'll talk about diphthongs, triphthongs, and hiatuses in future videos. The most common presentation of the Spanish vowel system is that Spanish has only 5 vowel sounds. Now, very picky experts in Spanish phonetics will tell you that each of the 5 vowel sounds displays minor variations depending on the other sounds that surround it in a word or phrase. But most Spanish phonologists agree that systematic categorization of those variations is impossible because they differ from dialect to dialect, speaker to speaker, and even from one moment to another in the same individual. Consequently, most Spanish phonetics and phonology texts teach that Spanish only has 5 vowel sounds. Let's compare and contrast some important fundamental characteristics of English and Spanish vowels. In all English dialects I'm aware of, most or all vowel sounds are diphthongized. This means that they glide from one vowel sound or vowel quality into another throughout their pronunciation. Consider the English word face, which is pronounced with the long A, which is a diphthong comprised of 2 vowel sounds, A and E. And now consider the English word no, which is pronounced with the long O, which in standard American English is the diphthong O, made up of the sounds O and U. In most English dialects, most vowel sounds work this way. They sort of glide from one vowel quality into another throughout their pronunciation. By contrast, each vowel in Spanish is a short, tense, simple, single vowel sound. To give you an idea of what I mean by that, if English vowels worked like Spanish vowels, the word face would be pronounced something more like face, and the word no would be pronounced something more like no. One difference between Spanish and English writing is that in English one spelling may represent several different sounds, and the same sound may be represented with many different spellings. Spanish, on the other hand, is written much more phonetically. This means that each written vowel represents one and only one vowel sound, and each vowel is represented by only one letter. The only exception is the letter U, which is silent in these combinations. In words that contain one of these sequences and the U is not supposed to be silent, 2 dots are placed over the U to indicate that it's pronounced. Alright, with that foundation, let's look at the Spanish vowels. Here's how each of the Spanish vowels is pronounced in isolation. A, E, I, O, U. The sound each vowel makes is also the name of that vowel, A, E, I, O, U. Let's take a look at the Spanish vowels one at a time. Spanish A tends to be higher and brighter than its equivalent sound in English. The English version is often described as lower and darker. Listen to this Spanish word pronounced first with a stereotypical American English accent and then with more accurate Spanish pronunciation. Pause. Pas. pause, pas, pause, pas. Another difference between Spanish and English is that unaccented English vowels are often reduced to the schwa sound. Listen to this Spanish word pronounced first with a stereotypical American English accent and then with more accurate Spanish pronunciation. Papa, 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 papa. Notice that neither of the ah sounds in the English accent version sounds quite like the ah sounds in the Spanish accent version. In English, the first ah is lower, darker, and more rounded, and the second ah is reduced to a schwa. Papa. In Spanish, the two ah sounds are identical to each other. Neither is a schwa, and both of them are higher and brighter than English ah. Papa. Let's listen to some more example words pronounced with the two contrasting accents we've been using. Casa, casa, para, ama, ama, anda, anda, alba, alba, mama, mama. Native English speakers most often pronounce the Spanish e as if it were the English long a in words like face or pray. This is not quite right, since English a is a diphthong, a combination of e and e, while Spanish a is a pure monophthong, e. Listen to this Spanish word pronounced with the two contrasting accents we've been using. Bebé, 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 bebé. Some Spanish e words that native English speakers tend to mispronounce are single-syllable pronouns like me, te, le, and se. Listen to these words pronounced with the two contrasting accents. Me, te, le, se. Again, you should be able to hear how in the more accurate version, the vowel sound is a simple single vowel. Here's some more e words pronounced with the two contrasting accents. De, fe, debe, este, mente. One Spanish letter combination that native English-speaking students often have trouble with is er. In English, unstressed er is often pronounced with just a retroflex r sound and almost no e sound at all. Listen to the following English words and observe how the er combination is pronounced. Other, mineral, energy, proper, ever, gather, water. In Spanish, unaccented vowels are never reduced or omitted like this, so the e in Spanish unstressed er is pronounced just like any other e. Observe these Spanish words pronounced with the two contrasting accents. Acertar, acertar. Considerable, considerable. General, general. Liberal, liberal. Miserable, miserable. Perfume, perfume. Personal, personal. Superficial, superficial. Universal, universal. Vertical, vertical. Spanish e is pronounced e in all positions. It's never reduced as it often is in English.